does she know? I was so careful, the case didn't even rattle as I set it on the floor. But somehow she fucking knows, and now she's under the fucking bed, in that perfect spot where she can't be reached from any side. If you have a cat, you know that spot. She's staring at me, her pupils like eclipsed moons in her big green eyes, her tail switching as I lay face down on the carpet, snack in hand, arm extended toward her. Here, kitty, kitty. Fuck, we have to go. The car is double parked in front of the building, completely packed, with just enough space left for a cat carrier. I'll have to grab her, and this is going to be bad. I get up from the floor and stand the carrier on its back end, open door toward the ceiling. I'll need all the forces of the universe to do this, starting with gravity. I lay back down on the floor by the bed, give one more hopeful, here, kitty, kitty, and then quickly lunge under a few inches and grab her by the front paws. She shrieks like only a cat can, that noise which simultaneously conveys their displeasure and your imminent demise. She resists with all of her considerable kitty girth, digging her back paws into the carpet as I drag us both out by scooting my hips against the floor, her in an ironic down dog position, ears pressed flat to her head, wailing. When I get us out, I clutch her under the armpits and hold her away from me like an explosive device. My arms are fully extended and my muscles strain to support the 13-pound gyrating package. She flails and heaves, dragging her nails across my wrists repeatedly as I curse that no-D clawing portion of the crazy cat lady adoption agreement that we signed. She is completely demented, and in the course of the 5 steps it takes me to get from the bed to the carrier, I am covered in blood and spit and fur. I dangle her over the open carrier, trying to guide her flailing legs and tail, which is now puffed up to 10 times its normal circumference, into the case. But as I lower her toward it, she becomes a cartoon, quickly assuming various complex defensive postures that make it physically impossible for her body to enter the carrier. And eventually, her thrashing manages to kick it over onto its side. Fuck! Now I need a free hand to open the door again, and there is no way I'll ever get her back if I put her down. My only available maneuver is to essentially risk my life by clasping her to my body with one arm while I open the carrier with the free hand. If I'm fast, it's possible I'll only lose a lung. I squeeze her to me tightly, throwing my head back to keep away from the paws of death, and in a moment of inspired bodily agility and poise, I tip the carrier up with my foot, fling the door open, grab her around the middle like a football, drop her in before she can recover her senses, slam the door, and bolt the lock. I crumble to the floor, crying, bleeding, shaking, sweating, but my distress is quickly alleviated by sheer exhilaration as I mentally update the scoreboard. Cat, 2,387. Human, 1. Resolve renewed, I grab the case handle and carry us both out the door, ignoring dirty looks from socially responsible Manhattanites who hear the yowling and reflexively hit their PETA speed dial buttons. Within minutes, we are loaded up and on the road, and when we reach the Henry Hudson, I dare to take a deep breath and try to settle down for the 2-hour ride. But like a bad slasher movie villain, she will not go down. Refusing to accept defeat and having exhausted all other resources, she takes the only remaining course of action available and, with impeccable timing, launches the nuclear option. Just as a wave of brake lights appears in a sea of traffic and we roll to a complete stop, an oppressive, suffocating fecal stench quickly fills the car. I can only surrender. I crack a window and cover my mouth with my scarf as she contentedly and silently falls asleep. Cat, 2,388. Human, fuck.